Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm looking a little bit fresher today. I actually managed to wash my hair, so that's good. This video today is going to be about my first probably 48 hours experience of breastfeeding and how I naively thought it was going to be easy breezy and the baby just latches on and that's it, away you go. It didn't work out like that, but trust me, it's a positive, positive ending. So yeah, she was a couple of weeks early, and she was very jaundiced when she was born. She was extremely sleepy. She wasn't quite ready to be born yet, but she was here. So the first feed she had was in recovery. I had an emergency C-section, so we were in recovery. She had her first feed, and it was brilliant, most surreal experience. She latched on easily. She fed really well. I thought, this is brilliant. This is how it is. This is what everyone talks about. But I couldn't get her to feed after that. I think I spent 24 hours in the hospital with, I can't even tell you how many members of the midwifery team, the breastfeeding specialist team, things like that, grabbing your boob, and the baby's head's getting shoved on, and they're trying everything, to get the baby latched on, but yeah, it wasn't working. It was quite surprising though, a bit of an eye-opener. Everyone says how the labour is quite undignified, but if you have any problems breastfeeding, be prepared for your boobs to be fondled, groped, squeezed, pulled, nipples tweaked, the lot. It happens. So yeah, we had the 24 hours. She wasn't feeding. I was so emotional, it's ridiculous. I felt like such a failure that this was the one thing I was adamant I was doing all through the pregnancy, and I couldn't do it. I felt like I was doing something wrong. Just massive failure, really. Really, really disappointed is an understatement. So the option for me was either to go to formula, which I have nothing against, but for me, I was nowhere near the point of giving up. This was not an option for me, at least not at this point anyway. So that was one option out the window. And the second option was for me to express into a bottle and see if she would take it, so that at least she was having something and it was my milk, which I didn't even want to do that, but I couldn't. For the first 24 hours, I'd been hand expressing onto a teaspoon, and there you go, giving her the feeding from a teaspoon. Couldn't go home doing that either. So after many tears and conversations and reassurance and all the rest of it, I eventually expressed with the machine, and she fed from the bottle. I got my mum to give it to her because they said it was better for someone else to give her the bottle and all the rest of it. And I sat in the chair and I just cried. I was so upset that she was so hungry. What looked like to me, she was so hungry. And I'd not been able to feed her. Was really heartbreaking for me. But she had a full tummy, and that was the main thing. That's what this was all about. It was about feeding her, filling her up. So yeah, because she'd had the bottle, we were then able to go home, and I just had this feeling that I just had to ride it out for a little bit, and that it would just work. So we went home. She still wasn't feeding. She didn't have any more bottles. She was happy with the little bits that she was having from when she latched on from my letdown. And then we were told that we were able to just top her up from a spoon if she was feeding at least a little bit from the breast. That we could just use the spoon just to top it up, but if she wasn't latching at all, then obviously go to the express and the bottles. We didn't have to do that, which was really good. But it still wasn't quite right. And the next day, the breastfeeding specialist came. They allow 10% maximum birth weight loss. And she was something like 9.8% loss. Again, the guilt was unbelievable. So the breastfeeding specialist gave me some tips, things like that. Again, she was, sandwiching my boob and, trying to get my little girl to latch on and things. And she got her to latch on. So this was probably 48 hours after she'd been born. and she fed for like half an hour, and that was it. She just like that. It just 48 hours of mega roller coaster emotions for me, and trying to make out that she didn't know what she was doing and all the rest of it, you know. And she's never looked back. So the first 48 hours, she must have just been so tired that she just wasn't able to feed properly. But yeah, she did it eventually. The 48 hours felt like weeks, I must say, but yeah, she fed, and we're now 6 months in exclusive breastfeeding. And it's brilliant. I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. But it's just basically, this video is to say that it might not go as straightforward as you think it will in the beginning, but it just stick with it. It does get better, and it's absolutely worth it. It's brilliant. It's the best thing that I could do for her. It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. So yeah, the first 48 hours were tricky. It was a bit of a roller coaster. I didn't know if it was going to work or not. I didn't know if breastfeeding was going to be for her rather than for it not working for me. But it did. It was brilliant. Worth it. Just, yeah, I hope this video just gives anyone just that little bit of confidence and reassurance that it you know, if you ride it out, it will get better. Hopefully. I know that people try breastfeeding and for whatever reason it doesn't work. But for me, I just want to say that it was positive and it was worth just being patient for. If you liked this video, it would be great if you could subscribe. I'll be posting so much more content about loads of different experiences. But yeah, if there's any questions or anything like that, feel free to comment below. I hope you've found what I've said at least interesting to listen to, and yeah, I look forward to posting my next video.